Friends, small group leaders, welcome to week 6 of our time together in 1 Corinthians. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 1 through 13 is where we're going to spend our time together. Chapter 5 kind of launches us into this new compartment, I guess, of 1 Corinthians. And the first 4 chapters is all about division. Chapter 5, 6, 7, and 8 is all about kind of our relationships that we find within the church. And how the Spirit and how the Lord impacts those. And chapter 5 is wild, guys. It's wild. Just setting that up for you. It's all about sexual immorality within the church. And in the Corinthian church, especially, Paul is outlining this strange relationship that this man had. And he's rebuking the church for actually not going after this guy. Remember last chapter we talked about how the apostle or the pastor, who the leaders of the church are subject really to the Lord, and how service and humility are the characteristics of a good leader. In chapter 5 he's saying, and the members have a responsibility too. This is if you've taken church membership, which we take very seriously around Midtown, you've heard the membership vows read, and we always commit to the peace and the purity of the church, meaning that we will call out sin where we see it. We call this church discipline. Now, this has been heavy-handed in a lot of churches, and that's not lost on us. There are going to be people in your group who have experienced this, and they've seen it gone wrong. The aim of church discipline, the end of church discipline, is always restoration. It's never to just get the guy who sins a little bit too much out of our fellowship. If that were the case, we wouldn't have anybody at church. We're all sinners, right? Now, all sins aren't equal. There's levels of heinousness. We can talk about that in the confession, the Westminster Confession, which is one of our governing documents. I can link that in the show notes. Would love to actually talk about that with you if you have a question about that. And how this sexual immorality that this man is doing, Paul is saying, how is this taking place in your church? How are you guys letting this continue? He's like, you boast of how things are going, but there is a cancer among you, and you are ignoring it, and it's going to take you down. And so church discipline allows us, it's God giving the church the ability to pursue and rebuke and restore those who have fallen in sin. To say to the person that has fallen in sin, because we love you, we're going to come after you. We want to chase you down with the mercy and the grace of Jesus. As we read in Psalm 23, I guess that was back in the summer, how goodness and mercy pursue us all the days of our lives, that this is a gift to us, that when you are fallen in sin and you're blind to it and you can't see it, that Jesus can come in and move mightily, even in the midst of extreme brokenness. So that's what chapter 5 is all about. There's going to be some tough things that you'll encounter in this. It'll give probably the opportunity for discussions around sex and sexual immorality and sexuality and homosexuality and all that is involved and wrapped up in that. So keep an eye out for that. Reach out to the discipleship director at your campus. Reach out to me. Reach out to your pastors. We would love to talk to you about this, how Jesus wants to purge the evil from our midst, and he wants to start in our own hearts. That's where Jesus starts. He's going to purge the evil, purge the sin out of us. That's sanctification. That's growing in grace. That's growing in the gospel, and how he wants his church community, how he wants his bride to look, to be presented to him as blameless and spotless. And what this means is that we go after those who have sinned and those who are fallen, and remind them and constantly tell them over and over and over about the grace of God and how he moves and works within us. So again, this chapter might be a little difficult. If it is, again, please reach out to myself, discipleship directors, or pastors of campus. We'd love to help you in any way that we can. So enjoy week 6 of your time together.